everybody, this is Lana Michelson from lanamichelson.com or optiontoheal.com, and today I want to talk to you about something that's actually very close to my heart, and that is doing constant self-work. Now, I have a lot of clients who I started out with them, and when I started out with them, they were in a really, really bad place, and after working with them for, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, constantly every week at the beginning, maybe even twice a week, they came to a really good place, and they said, all right, it's time to stop because I'm in a really good place. And then like a year later, they come back to me and they say, I don't understand. Why do I feel so bad now? What's going on? I thought we got rid of that problem. Now, let me give you just a little bit of an analogy, or a few analogies. It's like you don't go to the dentist once, have your teeth cleaned, have a cavity filled, and then say, okay, I'm done, and then never brush your teeth again. You don't take a shower once a year and say, I'm clean, that's it. Or let's say something a little bit more appropriate to this. You don't, let's say, go to the gym once a year and say, okay, I've done my exercise for the year, don't have to go again. You go on a weekly basis, you go on a daily basis, a bi-daily basis, a bi-weekly basis, whatever it is, you're doing it on a constant basis. And for whatever reason, people think that this kind of self-work, or the work on your conscious mind, or the work on your psyche, or the work on your mental health, it's like a one-time wham bam and you're done, that's it. But think about how many stressors cost you during the week. How many things? I can just tell you, for me, it's like tonight I was mowing my lawn and I accidentally ran over the wire, and gotta go buy a new wire. Okay, that's one stressor. And then I don't yet have my gas from my stove, so I'm using this tiny little electric stove, another stressor, and this thing burnt, another stressor, and this thing broke, another stressor, and I have to go suddenly pick up my child from someplace, another stressor, and I had to leave it at something that I was finding really enjoyable in order to go drive my son to some testing to take, another stressor. Hi there, Richard. And if I didn't on a daily basis release all these stressors that I'm undergoing, they would build up. And if I let them build up and build up and build up and build up, then at some point they get to be so much that I start exploding again. And I go into my depression, I go into my bad place. But I don't let that happen because I don't like to feel like in that bad place. So every night before I go to sleep, I check my control board and I make sure everything's in place. I do a little tap to release any of the bad things that might have happened that day, whether I know what they are or whether I don't know what they are. Just release them. And once every 2 weeks, I have a session with my tapping buddy where she gives me a session on things. Once a week I give her, once a week she gives me. And to a certain extent, hi there, Dr. Paras. To a certain extent, all those things that I'm doing keep me in a place where I'm keeping my level of stress at a level that's acceptable, a level that I can deal with, a level where I feel, okay, it's a little bit much, but I can do it. But if I didn't do that, if I just let them pile up and pile up and pile up and pile up and pile up, I'll get to that exploding point too, where I can't deal with this, I have to go after that. And then what usually happens is that these clients come back to me and they do intensively for 1 month, 2 months, somewhere between 1 to 2 sessions a week till they get back to being in a good place. And what I always recommend is that you don't have to do it every week when you're in a good place, but do it every other week, do it once every 3 weeks, do it once a month. Or do the work on your own. If you do the work on your own, you're clear. You don't have to do the work with anybody else. But if you're not doing the work with anybody else, if you're not taking care of your teeth, you have to go to the dentist. If you are taking care of your teeth, you still go to the dentist twice a year. But if you're not going to taking care of your teeth, you have to go to the dentist much more often. If you have some sort of infection, you don't take care of it, it gets worse and worse. Same thing over here. If you let all the stressors in life keep piling up on you, no matter what, it's going to affect you. It can't not affect you. And then you're going to have to go emergency calling to some practitioner, or psychologist, psychiatrist in order to help release all that stress that's bubbling up inside of you. So wouldn't it be better to just do it on a constant basis? And again, I'm not saying it has to be once a week. It can be once a month, once every 3 weeks, whatever fits into your schedule and fits well with you. But if you let it go for too long, 6 months, a year, 2 years, it's going to pile up, pile up, pile up. So at some point, it will just explode. And for me, I kind of find it hard to deal with that exploding part. I see it with my clients all the time, and I deal with it, and I help them, and I get them back to a good place again. Usually it doesn't take quite as long the second time around as it did the first time around, for the simple reason that their unconscious mind already knows sort of what I'm doing, and accepting and saying, oh, okay, we're doing that again, fine, let's let it go. Let's start letting the stressors go and everything. We just have to go through the stressors and that's it. But it's important to do. And it's always nicer to do it when it's not an emergency, when it's at a point where, all right, you can deal with it, get it done. Even sometimes it takes me half an hour, 40 minutes to do it. It doesn't take even a whole hour for a session. So my advice to you is, like any other thing in your life that you want to keep at a status quo, that you want to keep in a good place, do the work. Don't let it pile up. Don't let all the stuff inside of you pile up so much so it starts exploding out, because then it's no fun for anybody. Not for you, not for your kids. I mean, it does bring more money for me sporadically, but I'd rather hope you deal with it so that you're always happy all the time, not just letting it build up, and then get happy. Letting it build up, then get happy. All right, that's basically what I had to say tonight, just because I've been dealing with it for a few of my clients recently, and I'd really rather help them on a constant basis. Again, doesn't have to be every week. It can be once a month, once every 3 weeks, whatever's good for you. Just don't let the things build up inside. It's not pleasant for anybody, especially not for you. So if you haven't given me a like yet, please give me a like down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, press the subscribe button and the bell notification so you'll always be notified when I have a new video coming out. And wherever you are in this world, have a great morning, evening, night, afternoon, day, whatever it is. Remember, everything's always going all of our ways. Take care. Ilana Michelson.